Something I always say is, you drink with your eyes first. Flavor and presentation. I think both of those worlds have their impact on cocktails and on drinking culture. I think the inspiration part of it comes from art. I think that can come from, you read that Ernest Hemingway drank so much absinthe, or colors can really inspire cocktails as well. Sometimes a visual guide can lead to a very strong, flavorful outcome.
All right, here's Punch King number 5, Mr. John Olson, who's going to tell us all what's going on in the bottle.
The Pamplemousse Erratique. So this is inspired by a brown derby cocktail meets Salvador Dali. So Salvador Dali enjoyed his bruleed grapefruit, so we've done that for the garnish. Otherwise, we've got grapefruit essentially 3 ways. We've got grapefruit oleosaccharum, fermented grapefruit juice, fresh grapefruit juice. You've also got some honey, some Minnesota honey, Breckenridge bourbon, and a little bit of rum to give you that molassesy funk that goes very well with the Angostura original bitters.
I think a lot of people in the industry are ex-artists or continuing to be artists or creative people that have found joy and creative outlet through making cocktails.
I love drawing, I love listening to music, I played the trumpet for 15 years, so there's always been like a drive to create something or to make something or to play something. It's just something that inspires me and it really drives me. So when I discovered the joys, as I call it, the joys of the immediate gratification of creating something, then it just kind of hit that nerve, and you're like, oh cool, like I get to change somebody's day, maybe for just 5 or 10 minutes in one drink, and then that drink just kind of disappears and you can create a new drink. So it's an opportunity to just create art every day.
I would think that cocktails to some extent are consumable art. It's something that you make that's gone. I equate it to if you're a painter, but every time somebody looked at your painting, a little bit of it disappeared. Because it's constantly, you make it and you put it out in the world and it's gone. But I think it's more being a craftsman than an artist. Because an artist does something once, puts it out there, a craftsman has to constantly replicate.
I don't think there's one perfect cocktail, but it needs to walk the line and hit all of the, kind of senses of your tongue, change as you drink it. It starts one way and maybe necessarily finishes a different way, and I think that's really, really beautiful. I think you can have a great palate and maybe not necessarily make great cocktails because you don't understand, what ingredients work in certain respects. So being able to manipulate ingredients to walk that tightrope of right as the sugar starts to kind of almost be too much, maybe some spice takes over, and that's what you get next, and then it finishes with really refreshing mint. To me, that's just as much art as anything anyone can put on paper and film.
Punches are one of those things, for me, I love to do them when friends come over. I'll make punches for everyone. So that was kind of the concept that I wanted to go into. This is make something that is accessible for the restaurant and reflects what we do here, but it's also what I do at home when I'm hanging out.
It's so much fun to have people say, what's that? It's you imagine you make a fancy, pretty cocktail and you set it down, and the table next to him says, hey, what's that? What are they drinking? But if you have a punch bowl at your bar with fresh fruit, and it's interacting with, everyone at the bar, it's, what's that?
It's all about creating. I don't really want to label myself as an artist, but I just like to create things and see if people like it. And if they do, they appreciate it, they appreciate my art, then I would call myself an artist in a way.
I have an art degree like most bartenders, so I guess I am. I do spoken word, performance poetry is kind of my thing I do when I'm not making drinks.
I always keep reminding myself of this quote from Bruce Lee, and he says that I will never fear the man who knows 10,000 different kicks. I will fear the man that has practiced one kick 10,000 times.
Montana is the Tijuana of Canada. Now, this might strike you warm-blooded Californians as surprising. In fact, I can see it in your eyes. The idea becomes a fear in your stomach and lodges somewhere in your throat. Montana, you say? Montana, I say. And I get it on good authority, too. While never have I had the pleasure of some Mexican mistress or lost it all in some back alley bar playing dice with a man who can only see far as the furthest throw, I have been to Montana, the Tijuana of Canada.